Welcome to the Heart and Mind of Business. Today's episode is all about doing business your way. It's really interesting to think that everything we do is from us, from our own inspiration, but you will be surprised with what we're going to talk about to realize that there is so many more factors that come into play. See you in a moment. So are you ready to learn a little bit more about doing your business your way? I'm your host, Debbie Clement-Large, and I'm shared by my wonderful co-host.
I'm Clara Rose. Thank you so much for joining us today. We're going to talk about doing business your way. So what do I mean by that? First of all, it's really about authenticity. Now we've spent some time over the last few months sharing with you guys about starting this new business, following your passion, finding out what it is that fills you up and leaves you feeling fulfilled and how important that piece is. But I want to talk about authenticity and the value and the importance of authenticity. And that's what it is to do business your way. Doing business in such a way that it's true to who you are, that it's truly congruent with you, the person that you are, the values that you have, the parts of you that make you you, and how important it is that to be authentic to who you are, because when you're not congruent, people feel it, don't they?
They definitely do. Subconsciously, you pick it up with what they're saying, the tone in their voice and their body language.
So it can actually feel like you are, I use the word, unauthentic, but people are really feeling, you can feel fake and phony and like something they can't quite put their finger on, but it's just not right. Right? So as you look at your business that you've just started or you're about to start, we're not only looking for ways that we can stand out and be different, right? So you don't want to be the cookie cutter to the person who does the same thing you do. You want to be different and unique. And that comes from a place of authenticity, who you are as a person. So I go back to values a lot because values are really important to me. So for instance, integrity. Integrity is a core value in my personal life. So it makes sense for that to be a core value in my business. So I don't do things that don't have integrity to them. I just don't do them. It's a choice, but my customers know that and feel that, right? It's just a part of who I am. It makes my business unique. So my best example, I hear this a lot, is I help people to write and publish their book, right? Get on stages, sell their book, speak, lead in ways that get them influence, because that's my platform is, in strategic and intentional influence, right? But that book is very core. So I get this all the time. So after we publish my book, what kinds of royalties do you get? Like, I don't get any royalties after we publish a book. Like, why? Right? Why? Because when I started this business, it was really important to me that it was author-centric. What is good for the author? What's good for that individual? Well, the best thing for them is more money in their pocket, right? I'm not knocking the traditional publishing model at all. I'm just saying it's better for my author to have control of that piece themselves. So once they're published, I don't have my fingers in their pie. It's theirs, right? They have access, they can manage it. That's author-centric and that's better for them. And for me, that comes from a place of integrity. So that's my spiel for the day, to say, be authentic to who you are, and then you'll be doing business your way. But I know you have something good to share with us as well. So give us your perspective, my friend.
I mean, I love the whole thing about authenticity, because there is no point showing up and doing something and pretending to be somebody else. Actually doing something from the heart really connects. There is something about a heart-to-heart connection and speaking the truth and feeling like you're in alignment with you is really powerful. So I just take it one step further and just say, it's easy to say, we'll come to our values, but do we really know what our values are? Are our values something that we've taken on board because that's what we've learned when we were children? Is that something that the culture around us has taught us? And then we're going to believe that. And we believe so many of these things without really giving any due thought and attention to it. It becomes a natural habit. Well, that's just what it is. Therefore, that is what I believe. So we can challenge ourselves to really look at cultural norms, norms in our family, all those beliefs about what it means to be authentic, even what it means to, what do we really value? And you can really do some self-inquiry and self-exploration around there to come up and think, am I doing it because it really is the right reason to doing it? Or am I doing it because that's what I think I should be doing?
Right.
You know? And just thinking it from a business part, so that's a bit of ourselves that we can explore and understand. But when we're doing a plan for a business, we can be, you hear everywhere, don't you, about doing business planning and having your forecasts and all these sorts of things. Now, I'm not saying that you shouldn't, but I am saying, why are you doing it? Think about and be conscious, am I doing it because this is something that I've learned that we do? Or am I doing it because it's really adding value? Or am I doing it for an end purpose? So if I'm wanting to get finance for my business,
Right.
they might expect you. So but it's going for an end goal. I'm doing this in order to get that piece there. So, but we can get so locked into having that end goal, if you like, that we miss opportunities, we miss new thinking, we miss different things that can come along. So one thing that came up for me recently is, with all the lockdown, I did a series of 6 weekly meditations, just because I wanted to give back, just because people were struggling, and meditation I found has been a wonderful way. So I've meditated ever since 2016 every day, and I have done training as a meditation and a mindfulness practitioner, but it's not something I generally teach. I might include it in my coaching. And I just thought I'd put it out there, and it got to a few days before the last session, and I thought, this is going so good. So many people have, people have signed up. What do I do? Do I do anything with it? And I didn't feel inspired. And then suddenly it came to me, do a journey of meditation, not just random ones, but 21 days to establish a practice. But it wasn't in my plan. It wasn't something that I'd been focused on doing. So I quickly put a landing page and an offer together, and I put it out there on the last day, and suddenly people were buying it. And I'm like, right, okay, now I'm creating a new product. So if I'd been really focused on just my business plan, I would have missed the opportunity to sell courses that I hadn't expected to sell. But because it felt so right, and I was going by my feelings and feedback, that actually I just took a chance on that. So not only looking at what we feel is right for us, but actually being open and receptive to new ideas and new opportunities as they come along.
Or new pivots, necessary pivots in our business, right? This has been a time of pivoting for many businesses with, the shift in how we're living and the culture that we're in currently, that ability to stop and look around and go, just like a pivot, right? You plant your foot, you look for a new direction, and then you turn in that direction and go. But if you're not being aware, I miss some of that. And that's all part of doing business your way, authentic to who you are and what feels good and inspired to you.
Yeah, I've heard the word pivot such a lot, and I like to think of it as strengthening your flexibility muscle. If you imagine you've got a wood of trees, and the ones right at the edge are the ones that are battered by the winds. So every time there's a strong wind or there's a storm, the outer trees take the hit more so than the inner trees. So the outer trees, every time it's a bit like when we're building muscle, sometimes there's like little tears and strains and stretches in that muscle when it becomes stronger because of that. But those trees outside get that too. So their core and their root system becomes really strong. Yet the top of the tree is like flexible in the wind, because the more it can flex and move with that wind as it's blowing, the more stable really it is. Because if it was wanting to be really rigid, it would just snap. But when it goes with the wind, but it's got really strong root system, and that's kind of all the work that I do, is help people to be flexible but build that strong inner resilience in that root system.
Good.
And then you can do business in a way that feels right for you, but flexing it and going with that flow, being open to opportunities, taking inspired action, but really coming back and understanding what feels right for you.
Doing business your way.
Yeah.
Good.
So there we go. So that's fantastic. So thank you for sharing your stuff, because I know you love the goals and the strategy. And actually that's what creates such a wonderful conversation between you and I, because we are a little different, and that creates some new thinking and some new inspiration for everybody, I think.
Yep. And it's good for us. It's good for us.
It is. Yeah, absolutely. So thank you for joining us today. Please like us, please comment. I'd love to know what's going on for you right now and how you're flexing your business muscles to create something fantastic for you. Please share that we're all in this together. We all need some help and support at the moment. So as they say, every little helps. And subscribe so that you get all the notifications.
Yes.
We are here every week, aren't we, Clara?
Yes, we are, every Wednesday, and we would love to have you come back every Wednesday and share this time with us. Leave comments so that we know you're here. Don't be a lurker, say hello.
Yes, we do. So it's been wonderful sharing some time again with you. I hope you take some useful information away, and we look forward to sharing some time with you again next week.
See you next week, guys.
Have a fantastic week. Bye.